Okay, today in lesson 2.2 we're going to learn about metric lengths. So these are the words that we're going to talk about. Kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Okay, on this chart it goes in increments of 10. So a kilometer is 10 times bigger than a hectometer, hectometer 10 times bigger than a decameter, decameter is 10 times bigger than meter, and so on. Okay, so let's just take a visual of what some of these look like. So on this drawing you can see this whole thing is a meter, so from top to bottom is a meter. Visual would be usually about somebody's waist height, would be a meter off the floor, or about an arm span on one arm would be about a meter's length. 1 millimeter is very, very tiny. There is a lot of millimeters. There is 1,000 millimeters within this whole meter stick, so it's very tiny. And then on this side you can see that is the length of a centimeter, so there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Okay, and then a decimeter's length would be 10, so that would be about something like that, because there would be 10 of those in this meter stick. Okay, let's look at the lesson. Okay, how many centimeters are in 5 meters? So you go up to your chart. So we want to get to centimeters and we're at meters. So we're going 2 spots. So we're going to go 10 to the power of 2 spots away, or in other words, our multiplier is going to be 100. Okay, so we have 5 times 100, so there would be 500 centimeters in 5 meters. Okay, how many meters are in 8.5 kilometers? So I am in kilometers and I want to go to meters, so we're going to be getting bigger in amounts of meters, so we're going to times. Okay, and we're going to count the jumps here, so 1, 2, 3 spots, so that's 10 cubed, or 10 cubed is the same as 1,000. So let's times that by 1,000, or move it 3 decimal places over. Can you see I moved it 1, 2, 3 places? So 8,500 meters. Paula rides her bike to a friend's house, which is 4 kilometers away. She could also run, taking 1 meter strides. So how many strides would she be taking? So we need to convert this to meters so that it would match our stride unit. So kilometers to meters, again you go to your chart, kilometers to meters, you're going 1, 2, 3, so that's timesing by 1,000. So moving 3 decimal places. Okay, and then we would, if our race is this long and each stride was 1 meter, you would therefore have to take 4,500 strides. Okay, so the total race divided by each individual stride length would be the number of strides you have to take. Okay, so this is a little bit of a closer up version. So on here you can see that is the length of 1 millimeter. This is a centimeter. Okay, and that's a decimeter. Okay, so that's the lengths of that. If you think about having a ruler, usually that's a foot, 12 inches. It's around 30 centimeters, but it is not exactly 30 centimeters, but that's kind of the length of when you think about having a foot-long ruler. Okay, a loonie measures 26.5 millimeters, so what's that in centimeters? Okay, so we got to go to our chart here, and we're going now we are in millimeters and we want to go to centimeters. So now that is an increment of 1, so that's just 10 to the 1, or 10. So that's our increment. But this time we're going up the ladder. Okay, so we want to actually divide. So if we divide, we move it 1 left now. So that is 2.56 centimeters. So if we think about that on a visual, that would be around here. So you can see that there's 10, 20, 26 and a half millimeters in 2.65 centimeters. Okay, so pay attention to this chart, remembering that each increment is 10. If you're going down, you're going to times. If you're going up the chart, you're going to be dividing to get to a smaller number. Okay, so if you jump 1, it's a 10 multiplier, 2 is 100, 3 is 1,000. If you go 4, you'd be going 10,000, etc. Okay, you may do the metric 2.2 lesson.